Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my videos where I draw all three of my wolf packs. If you've never seen one of these videos or one of my Wolf Quest videos, don't worry, you should be able to follow along just fine. We will first start with the Buffalo Plateau pack of Howlroaring Mountain, which is led by Dandelion and her mate Buck. This year they had 7 pups, 1 girl and 6 boys. Now on to last year's litter of pups. First we have Meadow. She is such a beautiful girl in-game with this grayish-brownish coat color. She's such a sweetheart and is a big fan of her dad. Ever since she was born, Meadow and Buck were practically inseparable. It's pretty adorable. Her name suits her surprisingly well. She's soft, bright, and peaceful, exactly how I picture a meadow. Our Meadow is very playful and sweet, and it's just a joy to have around. I really love how gentle and feminine she is. Next is Dawn, the only other female in this litter. Dawn is a bit distractible and curious. She's always running off chasing random scents on the wind. She doesn't always stay on track and will meander away unless someone calls her back. Dawn is easily excitable and bold about her curiosities. She reminds me a bit of a hound dog. She'll dive into something nose first and may end up on the butt end of a porcupine or a skunk without meaning to. I also gave her giant ears because I thought they were cute and made her stick out a little bit. Maybe radar dish ears are good for hearing things that she can get herself into. Next is the girl's first brother, Mr. Eyebrows himself, Flare. Since he was born, Flare has always had such expressive eyebrows. He has grown into them now that he's a full-grown wolf, but he is still just as expressive. He can't hide any of his feelings, they are shown plainly on his face. I think Flare would make a pretty good leader one day. He's bold, but not unpredictable. He makes pretty smart decisions and is relatively easy to get along with. The wolf he gets along with most is his brother Ray. Ray can be a bit reserved and quiet at first, but with time to gain his trust, he becomes quite friendly and playful. He is rather independent and will usually keep to himself unless he's with Flare. I think he would be the type of wolf to take a really long time choosing a mate. He's just not sure who he gets along with, and the female wolves probably don't want to wait as long as he does. But he is a very sweet pup, and seems to really love his family, if from a distance. Finally, we have Soul, who has a different kind of reference from his siblings. That's because every litter of pups we have, one pup is chosen to join a list of potential heirs to the pack. For the Buffalo Plateau, if anything were to happen to Dandy and Buck, Soul, or his brother Relic, would be our choices for leader. The litter of 7, once they're fully grown, will have a vote, and the favorite surviving pup will join Soul and Relic in the running. Soul was an interesting choice for leader, I think. He's very handsome, but he's very cautious and unwilling to put himself in harm's way. He can be a bit selfish, but he's also friendly and a little silly. Ever since he was a pup, he has always been a bone collector. He would go as far as to sleep on the bones he collected. Every time I draw him, he must have a bone. It is required. I think if he became leader, he would have a lot of growing and maturing to do, and he would always want to collect bones at his den site. Finally, by popular request, I have drawn all of the adult wolves together as a pack. Just as a refresher, from left to right, we have Soul with his bone. Behind him is Holly, the only remaining female from the first litter. Then we have Cedar and Flare. Dawn is smack in the middle with her giant radar dish ears. Passed out in the grass is Buck, their father. Behind him is Ray, and sitting behind Ray is Dandelion, the other leader of the pack. Finally, the black wolf lying down in front is Relic, then the red wolf is Orion, and the grayish wolf is Meadow. And speaking of Relic, he is the very first and only one of our pups in all of the packs to disperse. He set out on his own at only 1 year old to find himself a mate and start a pack of his own. He actually became the pack leader of a different pack in Howlroaring Mountain, so we're very proud of him. We're excited to see how he progresses. Next, we have the Geode Pack, which is led by Amanita and her mate West. At the end of last year, they moved their pack from Hellroaring Mountain to Amethyst Mountain. The litter for this year was named in honor of their new home. We have 3 girls, Onyx, Gem, and Amethyst, and 3 boys, Obsidian, Tiger Eye, and Ammonite. The first of last year's pups is Glory, our only surviving girl. She had one sister named Hope, who unfortunately died to a bear. Glory is quiet and respectful. She allows the rest of the pack to eat before her and can be very sacrificial in her caring for others. Pup sitting duty is Glory's favorite job, and she's eager to have pups of her own someday. Although she is quiet and shy and very nervous to disperse. She misses her sister and wishes she and Hope could have dispersed together. Next is Wildfire, who is exactly as his name suggests. He is quite the spark in the pack and always keeps everyone on their toes. He's outgoing and a little cheeky. If you happen to find flowers or burrs in your coat when you wake up, chances are Wildfire put them there. Another odd thing about Wildfire is that he likes to dance. Well, it's as close to dancing as a wolf can get, but he will spin and leap as if he can hear a beat in his own mind. I think the dispersal females would either find him absolutely bizarre or incredibly endearing. Next is Sprout, the runt of this year. He was ill fairly often as a pup, but he beat the odds and survived to become a grown wolf. He's not as strong as his siblings, but he makes up for it with an eager attitude. He's always ready for action and is always the first to join his mother on a hunt when she needs him. He likes to be out running through the grasses and is really outgoing. Sprout actually enjoys speaking to dispersal wolves if he can find them before Amanita has the chance to chase them out of their territory. Ouroboros is next, and he is the exact opposite to Sprout. He's quiet and calculating, independent, and introverted. He is usually on the outskirts of the pack's den site. He is a very large wolf like his father West, and Ouroboros is happy to use that to his advantage. He'd much rather intimidate his enemies than fight if he can help it. He may have a harsh, intimidating exterior, but he's a real softie at heart. A wolf of few words, he doesn't always let others in on how he's feeling, but he can be very emotional. He was probably hit the hardest when the pack lost hope, but nobody would have noticed his pain and solitude. He's good at keeping things to himself to keep his pack's morale high. Next, we have Genesis, who is a silly and playful wolf. He's friendly and enjoys teasing. When the pack first moved to Amethyst Mountain, Amanita found an old boot and was very excited about it. When she put it down, Genesis stole it from her and teased his mother constantly about the prize. They wrestled over it, but Genesis was the victor because his mother let him win. The red wolf really enjoys human things, it seems. Finally, we have our last boy, Phoenix, who was the choice for leader. I have to say, in the poll, I could only offer 4 options. And I think after this video, I'm going to put out another poll with the other pups we missed to make sure Phoenix is definitely the option we want to go for the potential leader. I think I'll make a poll with Ouroboros, Genesis, Phoenix, and maybe Wildfire. Phoenix is very fast and can be a bit cocky about his speed. Despite that, he is a little bit lazy at times and definitely isn't the first to jump into a fight. He's actually not sure if he really wants to be leader someday. Phoenix is generally quite inquisitive and immature. He enjoys a good tussle with Genesis and is often pestering Ouroboros. Phoenix is like the irritating younger brother that's always in everybody's business. Finally, we have the entire pack together with Phoenix in the back, behind Sprout and Glory. In the middle is Wildfire and Ouroboros, then Genesis peeking out behind his mother Amanita, who is peeking out from behind her mate West, and finally in the very front is our only surviving pup from last year, Opal. She is still doing really well and enjoys her babysitting duties. She doesn't seem too keen to disperse just yet. I think she would really miss her family if she left them. She and West have just the sweetest father-daughter relationship. It's really cute. Finally, we have the Snowberry Pack led by Eddie and Jade. This year, these guys moved from Hellroaring Mountain to Slough Creek after nearly all of their pups were killed or died to disease. Only 3 girls managed to survive last year. This year, we had 7 snowy puppies. Like I mentioned, only 3 pups survived until adulthood last year, the first of which being Pond. She was the largest of our pups, and it was really no surprise she survived. She's quite a tough wolf with thick skin. Not much can keep her down, and that's really saying something. When the pack first moved to Slough Creek, they were attacked constantly by rival wolves, and Pond was on the brink of death many times. It was during those nights, looking up at the stars and resting after vicious battles, that she learned gratitude. She is incredibly thankful to be alive and knows she could have easily died long ago with her siblings. Pond wants to make the most of the life she's been allowed to live. Next is the smallest of the girls, Brooke. She was always quiet and kept to the back of the pack. But Brooke tries not to get in the way and minds her manners. Despite her gentle nature, she is quick to fight if she's needed. She has helped her family defend themselves against giant invading packs, large cougars, and anything else that may stand in their way. She is determined to keep her family safe at all costs, and has also come incredibly close to death. Her run-ins with danger have taught her how to pace herself in battle, and not go in too strong and heavy at first sign of danger. Finally, we have the wolf, who is in the running to be the heir of the pack, Misty. This girl is wild and fierce. She is just like her mother Jade when she was this age, and it scares her parents to no end. Misty is an act first, think later kind of wolf, and will throw herself into a battle she has no business being in. Many times, Eddie had to have furious conversations with his daughter about being so bold and stupid. She was nearly killed so many times, and instead of learning gratitude like Pond, or patience like Brooke, Misty learned that she's invincible. She could have died so many times, but she's a tough wolf who can beat the odds time and time again. I hope she doesn't have to learn the truth the hard way. Last but certainly not least is the full Snowberry Pack. From left to right we have Tempest, a wolf from the first litter, then Pond. After Pond is Lark, another wolf from the first litter, then our lead female of the pack, Jade. Next to her is our brave leader, Eddie. Then it's Brooke, of course, and our 2 heirs, Winter and Misty. These 2 genuinely could not be any more different. Not only because Winter is white and Misty is black, but their personalities are just so opposite. Where Winter is patient, kind, and stoic, Misty is feral, headstrong, and opinionated. The Snowberry Pack would be insanely different under either of these 2 leaders. It'll be interesting to see in the future, that's for sure. And that's our update for a little while. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be posting another update where I designed this year's pups after they grow a little more and we can see their coats better, and after we see how many actually survive. But for now, if you join me for my next video, I'll see you then.